Hi, I'm Joseph Kennedy, co-founder of the Innovation Scholarship Fund Association. I am here with Novaun Lee, our 2022 scholarship recipient. Novaun, welcome.
Thank you for the
Uh,
opportunity.
so thanks for making time for us today. I've been really looking forward to talking with you. So let's just get right into it. So I know you're a DC guy. You've been growing up in DC. How does growing up in DC kind of shape the way you look at, you know, things in your life and which you want to do and what you want to do with your life?
I feel like growing up in DC, you see a lot of diverse, like a lot of diverse people, diverse opinions, with different backgrounds and shapes of opportunities. And I feel like DC has prepared me, for my career. I want to become a psychologist, either psychologist or accountant. The reason why I chose psychologist is because, with the diverse backgrounds, you learn about different behaviors, with different people growing up in different types of environments. I attended Stewart Hobson Middle School, at Stewart Hobson, I would say it's about 60% Black African Americans, and now I go to a school, H.D. Woodson Senior High School, where it's 99% Black.
Yeah.
You get a different, feel, and you meet different types of people, different types of backgrounds, different types of income.
Mm-hmm.
I want to become a psychologist to see, the reasons behind people's actions. So I feel like DC played a big role in that.
Well, then who are some of your role models, growing up?
My role models?
Yeah, who are some of your role models?
I would say, honestly, I only had one.
Okay.
Which was my mom. My mother, she played a big role in, raising 3 kids by herself. So, single parent mom. And she was also a provider for the family. So like we always had someone else in the family moving in with us. Maybe it was a few weeks, few months, whether it was my uncle, my grandma, my aunt, some cousins. Yeah, I would say my mom, she's my biggest role model. She puts on for a lot of us. She does a lot for me and my 2 sisters.
Now, that's fantastic, man. And nothing like a strong mother, man, particularly. I was my mom too. I grew up as a single parent. By the time I came along anyway, with my mom, she was a single parent. So I get that. So you're attending HD Woodson. You are at the top of your class. Mm-hmm. How has Woodson prepared you for college?
I feel like Woodson is one of the best schools when it comes to, hooking you up as far as getting into college. A lot of different, we're a STEM school, so we have science, technology, engineering. That's engineering, there's finance programs. I feel like, HD Woodson has a lot of, I would say, we have a lot of career options. We have great college career counselors, Miss Stewart, Miss Ernie Stewart, Miss Otley. They are perfect, when it comes to making sure you're on top of your game.
I know Miss Stewart is.
Miss Stewart, when I tell you me and Miss Stewart email, I would say about 5 times a day. 5 times a day. But I really appreciate Miss Stewart. She always made sure that I was on top, whether it was community service, whether it was applying for scholarships, applying for schools. She just always made sure I was on top of everything.
That's fantastic.
And I feel like HD Woodson as a whole, the teachers, they connect with you. They get to understand you.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you're here, you found a teacher that you connect with and you stick to them. They guide you through all 4 years. Miss Folks guided me through all 4 years of high school.
Nice. So what are you're a senior now, you're about to go off to college. What would you consider your defining moment at HD Woodson? When you look back at your high school career, you're going to say, that was it. I was on fire.
From an academic standpoint?
Anything.
I can definitely say a moment that I would never forget. As far as HD Woodson Senior High School, I would say actually the honor roll assemblies. We have honor roll assemblies every term, and I've never missed one. I've never missed a principal honor roll. I've never had a GPA in the quarter below a 3.727. And here at HD Woodson Senior High School, I feel like they make sure they congratulate you on the small accomplishment and the small accomplishments, and that makes you want to go further and higher, do above and beyond. Get back to the school when necessary. It would just push you to do better.
That's nice. So let's go to the other side of that. What has been a challenge for you what has been your greatest challenge in high school?
I would say time management.
Hmm.
I feel like I procrastinate a lot.
Hmm.
With me taking beginning of school, I took 3 AP classes,
Okay.
and it's not easy. Having to. I had math, AP. I always loved math. Always was a math genius. I think I get it from my grandfather. AP statistics. It was a pretty easy class. But right after that, you got AP English with Dr. Oliver, and after that, you got AP History with Miss Fuchs. And I just feel like they're intense teachers. Like they strive you to take notes. You must take notes. You
Uh-huh.
have to do that. And it's like all them AP classes that used to do in high school. It's no joke. It is. It's not a breeze. I'll tell you that. It's not for everyone. But I feel like that it prepares me as well. So I would say that's probably my biggest challenge. Having to do all that, all them essays, all them math equations, making sure you got all the notes down, keeping it with you at all times, and making sure what I'm saying.
That is cool.
You
Well, you probably not alone on the procrastination at your age. When you're about 17, 18. Yeah, and time management, you'll get that. Clearly, it's something I'm glad you're recognizing that, because when you get into college, time management is a beast. It is the difference between success and failure in some cases, by being able to manage your time.
I gotta grow as far as time management. I can't procrastinate when I get to college, and I try now. I try now.
Well, you obviously got a 4.1 grade point average. You're doing something.
I wish we never had coronavirus, with COVID-19, that brought my GPA down a lot. Not a lot. I mean, before COVID, I was taking a few AP classes. I had a 4.25 GPA. But when I got back to school, it dropped down to a 3.9. I just now brought that back up to a 4.1.
So talk about COVID. So how is COVID impacting your, what's going on at school, your high school experience?
I would say before COVID, everything was it wasn't perfect, but it was great. You come to school, your friends, it was a getaway from home. Me, I live, with my mom's, my little sister, my older sister. She doesn't particularly live with us. She has her own space, but she comes and visit a lot. And my grandma, she lives now. My grandma just moved in us, I would say 2 years ago, right when COVID first started. Mm-hmm. So before then, everything was good. You get up, go to school, get on the bus, boom. But when COVID started, it was like, at first, the first few weeks, it was, ball apart. You could stay home, you could do work. But the next year, COVID began my 10th grade year, the end of my 10th grade year, March. When that next August came, my 11th grade year start, it was like I was just so exhausted from waking up, getting on a computer. I would slack a lot. I wake up, log into class, and go right back to sleep. I would slack a little bit. I would get 3.6s, 3.65s. I haven't got that low. That's a good GPA. But
yeah,
I saw better for myself, and I was a little, disappointed in myself for not getting a 4.1. It just didn't. I wasn't satisfied.
No, I hear you.
I would say school was my getaway. School and football was my getaway from being at home. I lived with all females, so them understanding where I come from, with a lot of aspects, it just wasn't clicking. And I feel like that played another role with me slacking in school. COVID, it wasn't good for me. Distance learning it didn't help at all.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have a certain infrastructure for distance learning. It's kind of hard when teachers are preparing for in-class and in-person learning, and then all of a sudden they've got to shift to distance learning on the fly. And some of them may have not even been trained to do distance learning, because it's a technique to doing distance learning. And I applaud your teachers who have been just on the front line trying to make this happen. You mentioned football. So what extracurricular activities are you doing? You're doing football and anything else?
I've played football since I was 4 years old. Started off at Ridge Road, for Ridge Road Titans. I went to Watkins, back to Ridge Road, and then I played for Stuart Hobson and LHD Woodson High School. I played varsity all 4 years. I didn't start until I started a few games my 9th grade year, but I didn't fully start until 10th grade year. Okay. I would say I competed with about 7 quarterbacks since I've been here. I also ran track. Played baseball. I played baseball here. Baseball is probably I would say baseball is fun. Baseball is pretty fun, but practice, I never liked baseball practice, but I played basketball since I was about 7. I've done swimming. I just learned how to swim. Miss Thompson, she taught me my 9th grade year. I love swimming now. And that's about it.
So what position you play on the football team?
I play quarterback.
Okay, you play court. You know Byron Leftwich was at HD Woodson, right?
Yeah, then he went to Marshall.
Yeah, Byron Leftwich was a heck of a quarterback. I wasn't there when I was gone by the time Byron Leftwich got there, but Byron had an incredible arm. You got an arm like Byron?
Yeah. I got an arm like Byron and legs like Lamar Jackson.
Okay, well, all right now. So let me ask you about track. What do you run?
Sprint? I ran track. I only ran at 2 track meets. And when I did, I ran the 4x4.
You ran the 4x4? Okay, that's cool.
4x4,
that is cool.
4x2. I wouldn't say that I'm a long distance runner, but I'm also not a 55-meter type guy. Like,
gotcha.
I'm not really fast. I would say I'm quick.
Okay.
Like there's a big difference.
Well, if you're on the 4x4, that's all right. That's cool. Yeah. That is cool. So let's go. Let's think about the college side now. What universities are you looking at? What are you targeting?
Ooh, I might have to. Can I read you a list?
Yeah, you can. Hey, it's your interview, man. What you want to do?
My camera might cut off. I'm sorry. Is it off?
Yeah, it turned off. It's cool.
So I have a list of schools that I believe I got accepted into nearly every school I applied to. So there's LSU, Louisiana State University. There's Old Dominion. There's Norfolk State. There's Kent State. There's Penn State. Alabama A&M. North Carolina A&T. North Carolina Central. Emory. Emory is in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to make sure I got them all. I mean, those are my top so far. You know, I don't want to stay local.
I hear you.
You know, I want to get the best experience that I can, you know. But if I had to choose right now, top 3, I would say, you know, a lot of these schools haven't really given me my financial reward letter. So that plays a big part in, you know, deciding who to go to. But so far, it'll be probably Louisiana, LSU, Penn State, or Kent State.
So which one has the best psychology and accounting programs?
LSU has the best psychology. Old Dominion has the best accounting, and business goes to Kent State.
Okay. So right now you're looking at psychology, you're looking at accounting. Which one, if you had to pick one right now, you say, okay, if I had to make my choice right now to say, that's the one I'm going to focus on. Major, you're young, you got time. You can major and minor, you know?
Yeah, I would do major accounting and minor psychology.
Okay, so why accounting?
I love money,
math
and money, math, and my uncle. You know, my uncle, he was a very successful man coming out of he went to I'm not really sure which college in New York he went to, but he went to a college in New York, and then he also went to Chicago Booth. That was the 3rd best grad school in, you know, United States of America. So, you know, he inspired me to do accounting. I think he came out making, you know, money, and that caught my eye.
Well, I know one of the co-founders, Mr. Austin, he actually is a CPA, and he's going to be your mentor, you know, while you're in school. So if you ever need to talk to him, he's going to be, he's ready to go. He is ready to go.
I spoke to him about it. When I told him I was in accounting, you know, he was very excited about it.
I'm quite sure he was. He had a very senior position in government in the accounting field. So what are you looking forward to the most in attending college?
The most?
Yeah, what are you looking forward to? I think you talked about independence. You talked about that being away from home.
I would say pushing my limits, seeing what's the most I can do, being on my own, seeing how I can manage by myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, meeting new people, finding my place. I would say finding my place in the world. You know, when it comes to college, I'm all over the place. When it comes to, you know, finding a major, I'm also all over the place. I mean, I know what I want, just deciding what I want.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like college will help me be less indecisive and more focused on what I want to be, what I want to do, finding my place, and then shooting after it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes college, you know, the really big schools, they will offer a lot of different programs, and, you know, and in particular colleges within the university. Sometimes you get there and you think that you want to do something, and you find yourself wanting to do something different. So, you know, you've got an opportunity to do some exploration. I know you got to start walking. So
yeah, my teacher wants me to start walking.
All right, no problem at all. So let me ask you a question while you're walking. How has the Innovation Scholarship helped you to achieve your college aspirations? How is that going to help you?
I feel like, you know, the scholarship money alone will help me narrow down my, you know, possibilities. And then also having a mentor, you know, especially someone with common interests,
Yeah,
I forgot his name. What's his
Mr.
name?
Austin. Yeah, Mr. Austin.
Mr. Austin. Mr. Austin. I feel like he'll help me, shape, help he can help me narrow down my major for one, push me
Yeah.
towards talent. He can help guide me as to what I will expect within the next 4
Mm-hmm.
years. As far as grad school. I'm sorry, am I still? Yeah.
Yeah,
As
you
far
still
as
there?
grad school, if necessary, and just different, opinions and different, different opinions and ideas can help me shape what I want to do.
Okay. You got just a couple of more questions. What lessons would you like to pass on to some of your underclassmen and women at HD Woodson about preparing for college?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
here.
what are some of the lessons that you have learned that you would say, I would like to pass these lessons on to some of the other underclassmen and some of the other underclass women at HD Woodson about how to prepare for college?
First, I would say find your people. Find who you connect with in school. Find friends who with common interests who will help you get to where you need to be, and vice versa. That's one. Two, I would say find you an adult in the school building who will help guide you. And just always be respectful. You never know how someone can help you. When they might help you. The effect that someone will have on you. So I would say always be respectful. When I walk around school, I see kids sometimes yelling, just acting a fool. And it's like, you represent your family when you come into a school building. You represent yourself. So I would just say, find your mentor. I say find your mentor, find you a friend or friends, and just be you, be yourself.
Yeah.
Be who you want to be.
Yeah. So this is my last question. We're gonna go into the future a little bit. We're gonna fast forward 30 years into the future. It is now the
30?
year. Yep, this is now the year 2052.
52.
You are nearly 50 years old. You approaching 50. Looking back, what have you accomplished?
50 years. I didn't graduated college. Hopefully, I've already got my career. I don't want a job. I want a career. With accounting. A few years after accounting, I probably got tired of it after like 10 years, maybe so. Went back and got another degree for psychology. Learned more about the mind, learn about people's actions, environmental behaviors, cognitive learning and all that stuff. Start another career in psychology. See what else. I want to invest. I want to do a long-term investment. Don't know where or what I want to invest in, but I do know I want to do a long-term investment. And I also want to be someone who gives back, not just financially, but gives my time, to a specific group or, hopefully the school, HD Woodson. Hopefully I give back to HD Woodson. If I'm still in the city. Now I want to live in Texas.
You want to live in Texas?
I want to live in Texas.
That is cool.
But I don't want to move to Texas until I'm about 40.
All right.
I want to be able to make my money, save, in the city, and then move to Texas where it costs less to live. Raise a family. And yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Novaun Lee, our 2022 scholarship recipient. He is going to do some fantastic things in this world. He is an HD Woodson warrior. We know what HD Woodson warriors do. Novaun, I'm going to give you one last time to just wrap it up so you can say what you want to say. If I haven't asked you a question, just go for it.
First, I wanted to thank, you, Mr. Austin, and the rest of the co-founders for allowing me to have such an opportunity to achieve college. A lot of Black males in particular don't succeed as much. I want you all to know that I greatly appreciate it, and I'll push further above and beyond past college, and I'm willing to work twice as hard as anyone else in my position.
Well, we know you're going to do it. Make us proud, warrior brother.